Obviously a pretty big win for you guys. Just to play the way, just ACC championship aside, to play the way you guys played the last two games without Dana, without Balagoon, what does that say about where this team's come and what you guys might be able to do?
Well, I just think it speaks of my coaching. Those two games against Syracuse and Florida State, I think Purcell had the Florida State game and JP had the Syracuse game. You try to give your assistants a little bit of responsibility sometimes, and all hell breaks loose. No, these kids have been unbelievable. I mean, it just shows the character and the fight that they have. Kylie, Jazz, Bianca, and I know Bianca only played 14 minutes, but she had her knee was bothering her a little bit, but she could have gone 30 if she had to. But just so pleased with how those seniors came out tonight. I thought Mikasa again got the ball moving in transition, pushed it. She got it up and down the floor. Exactly what we needed. And when you pass the ball the way we passed it in that first half, we make open shots. That's one. We lead the league in field goal percentage. It's because we take good shots. And when we take good shots, when we're unselfish, we're pretty difficult to guard.
Coach Calley went to Oregon there inside tonight. You had to be proud of her effort.
Oh, yeah. I mean, she's been battling it every single day, every game. I mean, the growth that she's made from her freshman year to her senior year is remarkable. I'm really proud of her. I'm happy for her, not just as a basketball player, but as a person. She's really gone through a lot and has had some tough times, but she keeps fighting. And it's been fun because I've seen her smile more this year than I have the past 3 years. So just really happy for her where she is in her life right now.
Joanna was in here saying that, they wanted to stop you guys from getting easy buckets in transition. That didn't go as planned, obviously. That's been a strength of your team, throughout the last couple seasons. But what was it tonight that you saw from, players like Mikasa who maybe don't, and Kylie who even took it up the floor for that buzzer beater, who normally maybe don't do those things and did them?
Well, I thought they all stepped up. I thought the first half really that the second quarter when we got them to turn the ball over, we forced a lot of turnovers, but what we did, we converted them. It's like getting offensive rebounds. It doesn't matter how many of them you get if you don't convert them. We talk about it all the time. I never talk to them about how many offensive rebounds are we going to get. It's how many second chance points do we get. And our goal is about 15 a night, which we only got 11. But if you can just get 5 offensive rebounds and kick them all out for threes and you make them, well, that's fine. I've been in here when I first started, and we used to talk about our goal was to get 15 or more offensive rebounds, and we had some games where we'd have 20. And then when you looked at it, we'd have like 4 points. We just played Annie over 4 times, missed 4 layups, and then they got the 5th one. So now all we talk about is points. And I thought we did a really nice job getting 11 second chance points. And then just the points off of turnovers was a big part.
When you didn't have Liz for those 2 games in the middle of the season, you talked about how you wanted to keep things the same. Knowing, though, that you weren't going to have Dana and Liz for this game and probably even, I would imagine, for Virginia Tech on Sunday, have you looked to make any tweaks, or have you just went ahead and trusted Mikasa and Yaya to do what?
Yeah, that's exactly right. We have not made any tweaks. I could have played Dana and Elizabeth tonight. They were cleared to play, so I was just going to see how it went, see how the game. How it played out. And when we made that big run there in the second quarter, I felt pretty good about the fact that I wasn't going to have to play him. So hopefully tomorrow we'll get another decent day of practice in with them, see how they feel. And then we'll come back on Saturday. And then it'll still be a game time decision. But, I feel a little bit better where Elizabeth is right now compared to Dana. But I have no doubt that they'll both play some on Sunday.
Do you have any concerns that – because, obviously Virginia Tech's a good team, and they're playing for postseason seeding as well. Any concern that maybe not having Dana or Liz for that may affect where you guys end up, for March Madness? No,
that's the one thing that you have to have a little faith in your NCAA committee. I've been one of those people that's been on that committee where you have a monthly phone call, and now it might come down to every 2 weeks where you're going through your league and you're talking about, okay, here are the top 4 teams, here's who they've played, here are the injuries that they have. If somebody is out. And, that's one thing I know. Q at Syracuse is our person in charge of our league. He actually texted me today and made it aware that their last meeting they had, he made sure they knew. For our 2 losses, Elizabeth Balogun was gone. She was playing with the Nigerian national team because it's not like she was suspended. Because I really don't think they care about that. If you get suspended for doing something, it's not going to help you much to tell them they aren't playing. So if they're not able to go on Sunday, if things don't go our way, I would hope they would take that into consideration. When you look at what we've done this year when we've had a full roster, we've basically lost at Ohio State. So I think we've done enough to where I think the committee would give us the respect that we've earned.
Jeff, you touched on this yesterday a little bit, but what does it mean to be able to win this conference outright?
Well, it's pretty special. I mean, to win it outright and just it's back to back to back, and that's pretty impressive. I think what we've done here in women's basketball speaks volumes, and it's not just these past 3 years. It's been the past 13 years. I'm not sure anybody expected that, but we have done a really nice job recruiting my entire staff. And, Jasmine Jones was not a McDonald's All-American. So we have a lot of players that aren't just your McDonald's All-Americans that have done some wonderful things for us. And we have players that have trusted the process. As a freshman, Jazz didn't play a ton. And then she really worked in the off season, that freshman summer. Then, she gets into the starting lineup as a sophomore. And she's continued to grow. So it's something to be extremely proud of. There's no question about that. But we aren't finished. We've got a big ball game on Sunday, and then we'll go down to Greensboro to compete in what I think is going to be just a fantastic ACC tournament.
Coach, you obviously don't ever want anybody to be injured, but how important have these last 2 games been for Mikasa in terms of the amount of minutes she's been getting and the reps that she's getting running the offense?
Well, the reps have been really important. There's no question about it. But she had been playing well when Dana was healthy, so it's not like all of a sudden now she's just doing things that she hadn't done before. But the minutes she's getting, the experience she's getting, learning time and score is really something that's important for her. I think that's part of her growth is really learning to understand the game, know when someone's made a shot, how to get them a shot. And then if we haven't scored in a possession or two, when to try to slow the ball down to make sure we do get a good look.
Along those lines, with Mikasa in the starting lineup and Yaya in the starting lineup, you've had, I think, 95 first-half points these last 2 games. Obviously, defenses haven't been quite as stout as what you've played against earlier in the ACC. But have you seen anything that maybe, with Mikasa and Yaya and with just the team out on the floor that you've had, that you can try to tweak once Dana and Balogun come back in?
Yeah, there's no question about that. What Yaya does is she sprints the floor. She really sprints the floor after we've secured a rebound. She gets down that floor. Mikasa's done a great job of advancing the ball with the pass instead of advancing the ball with the dribble only. And Dana has seen that. And then for Dana, I think she's going to get some more scoring opportunities when she does advance it off the pass and get away from the ball, because you get a lot on the backside. So, those areas right there, I think that we can show and continue to try to get some growth from. So when Elizabeth out there, even Jazz, we talked about it with her. She's run the floor a lot harder the past 2 games.
Coach, you've gotten a lot of quality minutes for Mikasa and Yaya, like you've discussed, but you've also gotten quality minutes for the likes of Lindsay Duvall and Malia Lockhart and Jessica Lemley even. What have you seen from them in the time they've played over these past couple games that gives you confidence, perhaps in desperate situations in the tournament?
Well, I wouldn't call them desperate situations at all. They're all very capable players. I mean, there's no question about that. A lot is time and score. Like for Jess, with Mikasa out there, Jess is our backup point guard. So I have no problem at all putting her on the floor. She knows what we're doing. She knows our offense. She knows the defense as well as anybody. So I feel confident with that. Lindsay had a really nice offensive rebound and then that spin move for an M1. And then she comes up with 2 assists and no turnovers, which is big. That's the area when you come off the bench, you can't afford to turn the ball over. And that's the area that, if we can continue to get that from our bench, then good things are going to happen.
Jeff, you spoke a little bit about yesterday and earlier, but from Kylie, when she walked on campus until now, as she heads into her senior day, she's just a totally different player. Where have you seen maybe the biggest growth, and is it her mentality of being aggressive?
Part of it is her mentality. There's no question about it, but she's just so much stronger. When Steph put up that picture from her freshman year on social media, from her freshman year to her senior year, it looks like a whole different kid out there. And being able to absorb contact and finish with contact, where her freshman year, she was more of a three-point shooter for us than anything else. But now she's finishing around the rim. She brought that ball up the floor in transition and makes a big pull-up jump shot there to end the half, which I know we were up 20 before she makes it, but I'm just telling you, it's deflating. When all of a sudden just one basket, it goes to 22, but how we scored. If you're the opposing team, it's just like, are you kidding me? What can go right for us? So she made some big plays, 2 more blocks today, 10 rebounds. So just really, really proud of her. And as I said, the basketball side of it, she's gotten better, but I'm just so excited for her as a person. She's really in a great place in her life right now.
You've touched a lot on individual players and their progress, but as a team, what are the biggest differences you see from October to right now?
Well, we're taking care of the ball better. Now, starting that third quarter was awful. I think we turned it over 3 straight times. But we still end up with only 14 turnovers, and that's what we have to continue to do. We have to continue to get shots. We have to value the basketball. Against Pitt, I think we had 9 turnovers. So it's going to be big for us to keep that going and value the basketball.